Hi viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is HP Fashions GY. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning on how to cut and sew a mermaid skirt with an attached train. Okay, so this moment now I'm taking my half knee measurement, then my full length, which is 49, but I'm making do of 50, 1 inch for seam allowance. Okay, so I'll just have to make this connection all the way to the other side. Then afterwards I'll add up 1 inch, making 50 like I said. So at this point now I'll be taking my hip point, 9 and 10. Okay, I'm actually using a white chalk for this. So if that is done at this point now, I'll go ahead and divide my hip measurement and attach hip of 42 divided by 4, adding up extra 2.5 allowance. Then I'll have to take my waist measurement waist measurement of 31 and half, waist measurement of 31 and half, adding up extra 2.5 inches seam allowance. Then afterwards I'll go ahead and connect my waist and hip together. Then I will measure my hip measurement round. Anything I get there, then I will take it down to my half knee measurement, minusing about 4 inches from it. Then I'll make my connection to the half knee measurement. All right, my half knee from the waist is 18 and half. So after I've gotten this, I'll use my ruler to connect it to the down part how I want it to be. All right, so this is it. I'll connect it this way. Don't know if you can see this, and I'll curve this edge. All right, I wouldn't want it to have that four corner surface. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and cut it out right from the 50 mark. Remember, my full length is 49 inches. I added extra 1 inch for seam allowance because I will sew and turn up. Okay, so this is actually for the front. So once this is done, it's actually for the front. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut this out. So once this is done, I'll take the excess fabric out, then fold another one, place my main fabric on top of the back fabric, leaving extra allowance at the back, about 2 inches or 1.5. Then from this point now, I'll be adding extra 4 inches on the downside of the back, the middle zipper side. All right, then connect it, make it equal on the side. Okay, so after this is done now, I'll go ahead and trim it all out. Following exactly the measurement I have on top, following exactly the front measurement. Okay, so this is what it is. So I'll just trace the front measurement all out. I'll trace it out and all. So this is what we have at this point in time. So once this is done, I'll go ahead and connect my extra tail. Remember I said it has a train. I'll go and connect my train at the back. All right, I really want it to flow, so I folded my fabric into two. I used the full length of the fabric, which is about 45 inches of length. Right, so I folded it into two. I'll be using all the 45 inches. All right, so I placed this on my half knee line. Then I place it on my half knee line at this point at the back side. Yes, I know I have the front and the back together, but I place this at the back half knee line, so it has an extension on the downside. So when you get to measure from this point where I place at the half knee line to the end, you have about 45 inches. So I placed it on the zipper allowance provided. The zipper allowance I provided. So I'll just go ahead and arrange my fabric before I'll go ahead and take my measurement. Okay, so at this point now, this I'll go ahead and notch my zipper allowance, take my measurement. So I'll be using 1.5 inches wide. Wouldn't want it too wide. Using 1.5 inches wide. So this is actually for the zipper allowance. So I would be using 1.5 inches wide. So, and I'll place my back the extra trim on the line of the 1.5 inches I provided. Then I'm just trying to confirm the full length is 45 for this part. So I'll go ahead and make my connection. Then go ahead and make my connection with the ruler. Then the wideness of the down is about 30 inches because I want it to be really, really wide, okay, and open. So at this point now, I'll go ahead and use my ruler to rule this. Okay, so the way I'm connecting it, that's exactly how I want it. Okay, so that's not all. So at this point now, I'll be taking the back measurement, for this. I'll connect it and attach it to the tip of the downside. Okay, so I really want it to flow, okay, but not like flow. I really want it to flow. Alright, so this is what we have at this point. I'm just trying to make my ruler to blend in with the 1.5 inches zipper allowance I provided. So once this is done and I've made my line so clear, I'll go ahead and trim it all out. Okay, so this is what I have. So I'll go ahead now and cut it out. I'll go ahead and cut this out. Well, I'll go ahead and cut it out. Alright, so I'll ensure I cut right exactly on the line I provided. Okay, so this is it. Okay, my ruler is still there actually to as a guide, but I'm taking it all out now. So I'll just take the slant, I'll follow the slant line. I don't know if you can really see this white chalk I used to draw this line. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. When I take off my excess fabric, this is what we have. So at this point now, go ahead and trim out the excess allowance I have on the zipper allowance. Remember, I provided 1.5 inches allowance only for the zipper allowance. So if there's any excess, I'll go ahead and take it all out because I wouldn't want it. So at this point now, I'll notch my zipper allowance to indicate where it starts and ends. Okay, so see how it looks like. So at this point now, I'll just go ahead and merge the train to the main body of my mermaid skirt. Alright, so this is how it looks like. So at this point now, because it's together, I'll go ahead and divide the train. I'll go ahead and divide it. Okay, so this is what we have. Alright, so if this is done, I'll go ahead and get my lining, my hairstay for this skirt. So now I'll go ahead and use my lining to sew and turn all the sides up. Okay, I'll go ahead and use my lining to sew and turn all the sides up, then give it a nice press. Alright, so but for now, this is what we have. This is how it looks like. This is it. Okay, so at this point now, I've done all my turning up and all the sewing of the downside. So this is actually the back side for the zipper allowance. I made a provision of 7 inches for the zipper allowance, then 18.5 inches for the knee length. Okay, so this is 7 inches, and I will go ahead and indicate my zipper allowance. So afterwards, I will sew right on my zipper allowance. I will ensure I stitch very well from the top, then I will sew up till I get to the half knee. Then I will just stitch right here. Make sure I stitch very well and stop right there. Then I also go ahead and take off my excess thread out. Then take off this excess thread out as well. So once that is done, I will turn to the front side to check if everything is perfect, and I will open the zipper allowance like this. I'll spread it open like this, then go ahead and introduce our train to the dress. All right, so at this point now, I will use my pin to secure them first before I go ahead to sew. So I will join the upper side like this. I'll join the upper side like this is the downside. I'll join the upper side of the train to the half knee length. Okay, then I'll use my pin to secure it at this point. Then afterwards, I'll secure the other side as well. Okay, then I'll have to use my pin to secure it till I get to the downside of the skirt. Okay, mind you, the skirt and the train are actually the same length. Remember, we measured it when taking our measurement. Okay, so this is actually the downside of the train. This is how it looks like. So I'll actually pin it on the zipper allowance I provided. Okay, so this is exactly what we have. So I'll go ahead and use my pin to secure everything before I'll go ahead and sew. Okay, I'll secure the left and I'll also secure the right of it. So once that is done and certain, then this is for the other side. I'm just trying to confirm that everything is perfect. So I'll go ahead and secure the other side of my train to my mermaid skirt. Okay, so this is it. So if you find this video very helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share my videos and also turn up your notification button so whenever we post new videos, you get notifications and follow up. Okay, so once you are done with our pinning, we'll go ahead and sew. I will start my sewing right from the down side. Okay, so while I sew, I will take off my pins. So I'll start my sewing from the down side till I get to the upper side of the skirt. Okay, so remember I did not really minus my allowance for the train, so you can minus the allowance, leaving just the zipper allowance on the upper part. Then for some, you can just choose to leave it this way. For me, I choose to leave it this way with the zipper allowance, everything all straight together. So I will sew all the way up. I'll sew all the way up. So once I get up to the side, I will use my chalk to create a line of the zipper allowance. I really want it to be I want it exactly the way the dress is meant to be. Okay, so this is what we have. Once I'm done, I'll take off my excess thread, then turn to the other side and also mark where I would sew. Okay, so this is how it looks like after I'm done sewing. All right, so I will sew the other side of my train. I'll sew the other side, but at this point, I'll be starting from the upper part of the train. I'll start from the upper part from this side because there's no way I can start from the downside on this side. Okay, so I will start from the upper part, then I will just sew right and sew all the way down. Remember, I actually use my pin to secure because I want everything to be accurate. So I'll sew all the way down, all the way down. All right, so after sewing this, we'll go ahead and give a nice press to this. All right, so the ironing should actually start from the inside. You spread open all the parts and iron it. Then afterwards, you turn the front of your dress and iron. So we've gotten to the end of this side. Then we'll go ahead and stitch. Then don't forget to take up your excess thread and all. All right. So this is exactly what we have for now. All right, so this is it. This is how the joining looks like. So go ahead and give it a very nice press. This is the train joining. Then we'll go ahead and attach our zipper allow. We'll go ahead and attach zip to the dress, then add up waistband to the waist of the dress. Okay, so this is the final look of our mermaid skirt with our train. Okay, so this is exactly how it looks like, looking very fine. All right, so you have to fix it on the mannequin to see how it looks like. All right, so don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in my next video. Bye.